Hey guys, what's happening? Gosh, there's too many of you here. We've got 22. Way too many of you here to even think about. Saying hi to everyone. What's up? Bill woke up. Yeah, we all had to go at waking him up in Discord. He usually goes and has a nap. Pre-bedtime nap's really important. At a certain age, apparently. Haven't got there yet. Pretty crappy week. Who's had a crappy week? Hey, Brandon. Hey, Fridge, good to see ya. Hope you're doing all right. Ian from G Garden Route Machine Workshop. Awesome to see you. Thanks, Casual. Who's here? Hey, Craig. Chirpy, g'day. Thanks for the talk the other night. Mark Osborne, g'day. Joe Durder, good to see you. Stephen Lang, Shark River Machine, good morning. Someone's up early. Gone right through Glenn, Man Cave Machineries, I guess it's Man Cave Metals, I guess that's that, Glenn. I'm just looking, Stuart Hingston, to see you there. Yeah, Man Cave Metals is there. Anyway, that's you guys. Who's having a crappy week? Tommy, good to see ya. Fall asleep if you like, we're fine. We'll try not to keep you awake. It's that sort of weather and it's that sort of the day. Haven't really had a long day. I've been up, I haven't done much really. Had a plumber here today for a bit. We've got some piping issues that are getting sorted out. Had a bit of a clean up, like pretty casual sort of a clean up. Regrouped on this engine. Dog on the grog, good day, good to see ya. Hey, Nige. Way too many Niges, but good day. And Spencer the dog, apparently. Steve Lang's nice and toasty and warm. He's got a new furnace. Yeah, so this week, all I've done really is grind the valves in this rotten engine. This is really getting to me, and it's time it was going, and I know that you're all getting impatient with it. I'm starting to feel that way. There's a chronic rag shortage here in Australia. Don't know why. Bunnings haven't got any, and my bolt nut shop hasn't got any, and the boats from India is delayed. Don't know why rag comes from India, but apparently it does. And I've got to go and buy a bag of rag. So I've been cutting up old t-shirts. I've done that today. Still got a bit of paper out. So the last 2 days I've been grinding valves in this. Now I ground them in with valve grinding paste. I just figured that I probably wasn't really aggressive enough and was a bit gentle and really didn't go hard enough to get them right. So I've gone until they've got a decent grey line on them, and then I lapped them with some Diamond 10, which is a watchmaker's metal polish paste for hardened steel. And it's just basically a white powder, which is traditionally diamantine powder is the remnants of watch jewels crushed up. Not sure whether that's just urban myth or whether it's actually how it's made now. But I would say that Auto Solar, one of those products, metal polish is very, very similar product maybe. But diamantine's just mixed with a little bit of oil on a plate, and then I use that and lapped them in the rest away. Now, I've got no blowback. I don't know if I've got remarkable compression. It should be plenty enough to run. But if I hook this up, and I'm not going to do it at the moment because I've got a different muffler arrangement on here. But if I hook this up to the pipe and get the cigarette lighter and blow it over, when the exhaust valve opens, we get a big whoosh of blue flame out of there. So I think we're well and truly on the way. It's definitely getting gas through the cylinder system. So hopefully when we hook up the spark, it's going to fire. That's where we're at with that. Awesome, Russell. That's awesome. Good to see you, Kevin. Willem. Good to see you, JB. So we're not going to test that tonight because there's still wiring to do. We've got to put basically a terminal stud here somewhere for the spark. So we've got spark plug wire across here without shorting out anywhere. And that goes to the coil on the inside. I've sort of hooked this up, but I don't know if this is ideal or not. I'm still thinking about this. I bolted it all down. We want another stud here somewhere with a screw on it. Probably in here or in here with a wire to the breaker, which is on here. And we need an earth wire back through to the engine. So we're going to make a couple of terminal studs when we work out where to put them and what size holes we've got in this plate. This muffler pipe comes out here, right here on the muffler. Not really the answer. I can't really put a muffler on here. So I've got an elbow to go here. And this will come out here and we'll put a muffler on the end out here probably. That's the thought there. Don't know if that's going to work or not, but it's at this point that's what we're going to do. I haven't jacked this up yet. I'm not sure I'm going to or not, to be honest. What's everyone's thoughts on this pipe here? I know some of you guys know about pumps, right? I really don't want to leave this elbow in here for suction, or this one probably for delivery. I'd like to put a bend in this or lift it straight out here and in here, maybe, because that should, they say an elbow grid leaves you lose 10% of your flow on an elbow. So I'm not sure about that, but this here is below the level of the pump, and the water lever is going to be up here, so maybe it'll still circulate. I'm really not sure about that. If we put 15mm underneath here, underneath the engine, that would sort of fix that. So still thinking about that. I'm not sure. Anyone got any thoughts on that? I'd be happy to hear. Plenty of flow, leave the elbow. I think Stephen's probably right. So that's the thoughts on that. I might, if this looks like it's going to work, leave it, because that means I can put a shorter radiator tank on here and a longer cone, which is going to look nicer than a longer tank and a shorter cone. I don't want anything sticking up. I'll put this over here maybe. Sorry. Don't really want anything sticking up this tall. This is the one that I 3D printed, and I think that's probably a little bit tall there. If we put this under here, it wants to be at least the height of the cylinder, and that way when you fill it up, once you start the pump, you don't have to top it up again. Someone pointed that out to me. But we could probably come down there, we could come down probably 20 millimeters and put a taller cone on it, and this pipe delivering into that look really nice. So, not sure. I don't think that this is going to be an issue here. I thought it might have been, but it certainly, once it's all bolted down, turns over pretty nice. So I don't think I'm going to get my fingers caught under it. So if we possibly can, I probably won't put a spacer there. Hey, Scott. So that's where we're at with that. Little finishing off bits and get the wiring done. Now, we want to look inside this box. This just lifts off. I haven't put anything here yet as far as a bolt to hold it down, and I might put a nut on each end. I don't think it's going to move anything, and it's not rattling too much, so I'm sort of thinking I'm just going to leave the 4 dowel holes and leave it there, and then just lift it off when we need to, or at least put something under it to, if we want to look inside, we can just, maybe even just a stud. Not sure about that. So this just lifts off like that at this point. So in here I've got a buzz coil. Hey Stan, good to see you. We've got a buzz coil here, and I've taken these awful terminals off here that someone put on, right? And these have just got the brass contacts back here. I think that'll be all right. I want to sit this in here, and probably I want to get it, I think, if we have a look, a brass terminal across here with a wire out the top for a terminal for the wire, and just have this push up against that there, and on the side with the slide on there, so that it pops in against that and stays in place nicely and doesn't come unhooked. And that way, if we need to take this out or swap it out at some point, we can just do that. So that's the thought behind that. We've got to put some sort of a connection on this fuse here. I think we'll use a fuse, and we've got this switch here that needs some contacts as well, and I've sort of going to cut a piece of timber to box the battery in. And apart from that, we've got to get some decent spade or ring terminals or something to connect it all up, I guess. And when we're done there, it should be good and solid and reliable wiring system, which at the moment I don't have. I've just got wires sort of stuck in pipes and things like that, and it's really not much good. So that's what we're working on. Good to see you, Stan. So Some brass bus bar. What diameter is it? We'll talk about this, Bill, at some point. I've got plenty of brass sheet and stuff, and Stephen Lang sent some nice brass sheet that might be good for this. Really appreciate that, Stephen. We're still going through that supply. Anyway, that's where we are with this box, with this crazy thing. And when we get all this back together, I don't know whether we're actually going to put anti-slip feet or something on here. I'm probably just going to glue some anti-slip tape on the bottom, something like that. And give it a coat of clear top and screw or rivet this plate on here properly, which if we have a look, it's only got 3 screws in there at the moment. I didn't put the one back in because I've only got 3 of these little brass screws. I didn't want to put drive nails in them yet. So this is 400 ignition. It's on and off, and it's got a fuse. So this should patina up, and we can polish the top off, and hopefully it'll be easy enough to read. It's getting better all the time. Yeah, we missed you, Stan. I didn't make it this year either, but didn't see you in the live stream. Maybe I did. Anyway, that's where we're at. Brass bars, always good to have. Chop it up and stick it on eBay, and we'll put a link on the live stream and see how much of it we can sell. So that's the engine progress. I think we're making progress. I'm suspicious. This tablet's a bit heavy for a GoPro mount, but it was a good idea at the time. I'm suspicious this might run. To be honest, I'm not going to be surprised if it doesn't, because it's a bit of a dog of a thing to get right, and there's so many unknowns. Like, talk to a few people, and what do the specifications say? The answer with this, and if you've been following along, is that there isn't any specifications. Like, there's no information. We really don't have any information about anything, so we've made it work. Valve spring specs, valve seat specs, compression ratio specs, none of that actually exists. So at this point, it's sort of suck it and see, literally. So it might take a little bit to get going, but we've got compression there now, and we've got a much livelier intake valve, and I think we've got enough to probably get it going. I hope. Anyway, there we are. Anyway, that's what I've been working on sort of this week. It's been a bit of a black dog week, to be honest, if we're going to go there. And I guess I'm probably not alone in this, because I've talked to a few people who have had sort of not really feeling it the last little while. And I hear you. That's all I'm saying. I'm here, and I'm glad you tuned in here if any of you sort of made it. Glad you tuned in. But it's one of those weeks, and I haven't really achieved very much at all, but we've got all this bolted up, and we've got what looks like it might be an engine eventually. Did I make new valves, Kevin? No, I didn't. I've used the ones I did. What I ended up doing was Stephen Lang's suggestion was face the top of the head. I took probably 15th thou off the top of the head or off the bottom of the head. And that gave me a sharp corner again, and enough, I think, to grind the valves in. And the valves seem to be running pretty concentric. I put them in the D-bit grinder and run a taper on them in the grinder with the diamond wheel, and they should be pretty concentric. I mean, you're not going to get much more concentric than that, I don't think. And I think it's just a matter of getting them actually like ground in there. So that's where we're at with it. Well, I'm glad you turned up, all of you, really, because given without the community, I probably wouldn't have hosted a live stream tonight because I'm really not feeling it, to be honest. I'm on top of this. I've got a split week at the moment, which means I work Tuesday, which was a crazy big day, like really, really busy day, and I've got Wednesday off, which means that the work I usually do on Wednesday is either going to be done on Tuesday or Thursday, and Thursday brings its own stuff, and Tuesday's the day I don't normally work. So I'm at work on Tuesday, and Tuesday's pushing things because the orders and things that we usually do on Wednesday are a day early. So everything's got to be a little bit further sorted out down the gravy train. And then it was a busy day anyway, and I'm back again tomorrow. So in the middle of it all, I've just got a day off. And to be honest, I've not done very much. But anyway, we have got this all bolted up together, and it's starting to look like an engine. I'm really pleased with it. But yeah, good place to find a little bit of motivation, I hope. I'm feeling motivated about this. Not feeling brave, but I'm certainly feeling motivated. I don't know if I'm feeling brave enough to run it, but we'll see. Oh my gosh, that's getting heavy. It must weigh 15 kilos now. Okay, what else is happening? 3D printing. There's a bit of 3D printing happening. That's where we're at with it. Some practical workshop stuff, some toys, things like that. To the point that this isn't a 3D printing channel, and I feel like I don't want it to be, because that alienates all the people who don't come here for 3D printing. And it's not really what we're about. Today's mug, Trolley Bus Museum, San Francisco. Don't need a break from you, really. Crickets in the background probably is, and probably 3D printer running as well. So that's why, yeah, that's why it's got handles, Russell. It does make a lot of sense because it's getting pretty heavy. Yeah, go and join Chirpy on the Discord. You need some moral support over there. They give him a hard time a bit, I think. Now, 3D printing projects. This is a work in progress. 3D printing is good, but we're missing Maddie. Is Maddie here tonight? No, we'll talk about Maddie in a minute. Haven't seen him turn up. Anyway, this is a Tatra 75 3D print model. It does look good. It's a bit of a work in progress. It's not a particular, it's a good enough design, but it's not as good as some I've seen recently. I've got bonnet hinges on. I've got the motor in, which is a crawler motor, RC car crawler motor. This is not on the right angle. I had to reprint this because the one that was with it has got the wrong bolt hole spacing, so I don't know why that is. And it probably hasn't really got enough angle on it either. I've made this one the same, and it could do with a bit more because our universal joint there is touching the chassis, which isn't good. So got to redesign that bit there. Steering's all in. Got to find a servo arm for that fits it. Drive shaft's all in, diff's in. This is spring loaded on the back. And there's a lot of details, interior, windscreen, lights, spare wheel, lots of bits, step guards here, dozen bits, 20, 30, 40 bits still to go on this, but it's getting there. Now, I'd like to do a video about this, but I'm really not going to do it on my Spare Room Machine Shop channel. So, Chirpy, give us a rundown on Discord. We have a Discord server. That's a good question. It's a chat server on an independent chat server. We have a Spare Room Machine Shop one, and there's different rooms for different subjects, and you can horse around, or you can do what you like. You can talk crap, or you can give everyone a hard time, and whatever you want to do. And it's a good fun place to hang out, and there's always someone there, so there's always someone to chat to if you need it. And I think it's a pretty good tool for all us who struggle a bit with stuff going on. Anyway, take care, Kevin. You're away in front of me. Take care. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. We don't really take attendance, so if you don't come back and watch the rest, we will forgive you. So don't worry about that. I wouldn't come back and watch live stream. I mean, that's just silly and very difficult to follow. So don't expect anyone to do that. But please join in if you are here. There's 34 of us, so that's pretty cool. So I've decided I wasn't even going to announce this, right? Until I had a video up, and I'm not even going to promise anything, but I have started a brand channel on as an offshoot to my Spare Room Machine Shop channel called Procrastination Nation, with a reasonably good name for all this other crap that I do. Spare Room Procrastination Nation should find it. If you have a look at the link in the description box, it's got a link to it there, and it has had for a couple of weeks, but no one noticed it really. I'm going to do some 3D printing videos, probably in a completely different format to the Spare Room Machine Shop videos, but there won't be that many of them, so expect one every now and again. And I might focus a bit on doing some cool editing with them, we'll see, which probably means a death knell because I'll never get anything done. Anyway, that's where we're at. You're still renovating, Stan. You've done pretty well there. You've really had a bit of a go. You new workshop and all that stuff as well. Should be pretty awesome. Craig's put the link up. Don't sub because there was no one there today. I might have to put a video up if you do. But there's lots of little channels out there, and probably there'll be a video on this and another couple of projects that I really want to do. The other thing that I've been, if you're even a little bit interested, I've been printing these, and I've got quite enough of them now, so this is where we're at with it. How do you try Discord? Either jump on my Instagram, and the link in the bio on my Instagram has linked to it. The link in the description of this video, when the video is finished, that should have a link to it as well. I think there's a few links to it everywhere. These guys are all onto it. Look at that. They're amazing. Tom and Craig are both amazing. Anyway, hey Paddy. Anyway, this here, I've been making a heap of these. Which is a 3D collet rack. And I really like these, actually. It's good and solid, and when they're all clammed together, they've got little, like, bow ties to hold it all together. That's nice and firm, and when they're linked both ways, then they don't rattle much, and you can just about lift them all out at once. And they've got a little ticket here, and I've been printing labels just to slide in here. So that's my collet rack at the moment. It's down low enough that I can put it probably on a sliding till in the top of the drawer and have room underneath for the bigger stuff. That's the thought, because my grinder stuff lives in a drawer and it's difficult to find it all. So that's where we're at. Take care, Ian. Good to see ya. No, there won't be a new stream on the new channel. I promise you that. It's not going to be that sort of channel. I'm not even sure I'm going to talk on the new channel. I'm probably just going to do some editing, quick clickbait 3D print videos that someone might watch. We'll see. We'll see. I've got ideas. Paddy, thanks for that. I hope Rust Knox is all right. I haven't had anything from him either. He probably won't sit and type anything, but if he's in the mood, he might shoot you a quick video. He doesn't generally type. It doesn't usually type emails out, but anyway. So, what's everyone else up to? That's where we're at. What's everyone else up to? Chirpy's messing with the tool grinder. Maddie's got a new project that was sent. Neither of those are here today, so we'll talk about them behind their backs. But Matty's workshop has a new project, which is awesome. Go and check that out. Looks pretty cool. I sent him a link to the book. But I hope Matty's doing all right. I have been in touch with him this week, off and on. So it looks like he's pretty well embraced that project, which is kind of taken one for the team, because I was hoping no one sent me one, because I've already got one under a bed somewhere in someone's spare room that is weight prohibitive to get here in Queensland and unlikely to ever get built. And I've actually bought one now, so. Hey, Nigel Harding. Yeah, Maddie's optical centre punch video, I'm sort of hanging out for the next part of that too. It's looking pretty good. But all Maddie's stuff's good. He does nice work. And I hope he's not taken, well, I hope we haven't pushed too much on him with this tool and cutter grinder, but it's going to be a nice build. And if we can possibly give him a hand with it, we will. So we'll see what we can do there. That's good, Craig. I messaged him yesterday and he said he was doing well, but yeah, we all say that. What else? Got some mail. Yeah, I've got some mail. I probably should do something about that, right? First is some rubber seal. Ordered this months ago and it's just turned up. Right, and it's too big, but it's nice and soft and it looks like it's all right. It's about the smallest I could find. So that's for another 3D print project, which is this one. See, this is all I'm doing and I'm really sorry about that. But these are all projects I can make videos on and I've been procrastinating. And they are just procrastination jobs, but this is a box for the Stefan Gottsweiter indicator that I'm working on. The seal goes around here and this is too big, but we're going to modify the box so it does fit, I think, without too much effort when we print the next prototype. And that's going to be really nice because this is really soft. It's going to be awesome. So we got some seals for those. This one's got body filler hardener all over the bottom of it. And it's still a work in progress. Prototype. Totally need a drone, Stan. Cut and super glue the ends together. I guess that's about what we'll do actually. You could use O-ring too. But this is nice. This is really soft, like a soft sponge rubber, and I think this is going to be good. It's a proper seal. I could 3D print them, but I'm not 100% happy with that. It's a little bit too rigid for the job, I think, and this will be nice. That turned up. I got mail. Did I even put one up? No, I didn't. That's a bit slack. Got mail from the Eddies. Awesome channel, the Eddies. Does some cool work. He had an entry in the spare room, the tool making competition, TMC 2020, and it was a good entry too. Really excellent. It was a bit of a wild card that came in, and it was a really good entry. And we considered it pretty carefully. Actually, you should go and check that out. But the Eddies. Now, usual disclaimer: he is a collector of Triumph Tridents, and I probably shouldn't say this while he's not here to defend himself, but he does collect Triumph Tridents, and that means that he has basically a Hessian bag full of bits that he carries around from place to place, because they never ever run. But if you have a look at his channel, there's a lot about that too, and moving the bits around. But we've had this conversation before, so he knows how I feel about Triumph Tridents, but he's a motorbike collector. And he does some cool stuff. So he sent some stickers. I'll put one up on the board. And it's awesome. check out the Eddies. Big shout out for them. It's awesome channel. Hey Maddie, we were talking about you already. Good to see ya. Popular Kids arrived. Yeah, just talking about your new project. We didn't really say what it was, but I did say go and check out Maddie's video. Good video as always. Good fun watching, and extend the offer of any help that you need, Matt. I'm here anyway, from give you whatever hand you need with it. So don't be afraid to get in touch. Yeah, and they tend to seize up in the middle, but that's nothing. Classic restoration. Thanks for chipping in there. Emma's second channel is not actually a channel there. It hasn't even got a profile picture. All it is a bit of a description and nothing. So we'll see how we go with that. Gonna make videos for this one. It's hard enough work. Speaking of which, no progress on the Stewart progress that's over here. None at all. It's over here in the corner. Haven't done anything. Probably next weekend. We'll see how we go. I really want to get this Stewart 400 running. That's where I'm at with that. So, and I've been filming this a bit, but so far this might work or it might not. I'm not sure about that. I'm starting to get to the point that some bits don't fit, and it's a bit frustrating, but we've got to redesign bits. It's a bit of messing around, and we'll do it. Everyone gives Bruce flack. He gives it back, so don't stress about Bruce. Bruce is one of the good guys. Paddy says, what's all this talk about a second channel? There's no second channel. There's a link to a second channel, but it's a dead end at this point. It's there, but there isn't actually any content. So there we go. Now, what were we doing here? Don't know. Not very much. I haven't even got a light on over here. Look at that. All you've got is this little bit of workbench. What else? Someone else wanted to look at this. Hang on. The printer's over there has stopped and it's run out of filament. So I'm going to have to change that in a minute. Not a big deal. So this one isn't put together properly, but this is the connection that I've got for the GoPro. These are just standard GoPro connections. And this one here fits this. So this is what I made last week. I've been using these a lot. These are fantastic, actually. This is the best thing. And it probably needs screwing together in the back there, but I haven't done that yet. But that's just an F clamp there with a connection for a GoPro. Really good idea. I think something I should have done months ago, but I've got two of them, and this is sitting on the other one. No porn channel yet, Paddy. Sorry. You'll be first guest speaker. Promise, if it ever happens. Dan's here. Good day, Dan. Good to see you. Stuart, it's not going to happen. Forget it. Forget it. And you're not ready for that. Video from the Foundry. It's... Look, I'll rework it into another video. I promise. Because there was another casting I did as well. So you will see it. But it is on Patreon. So the new Patreon video has the casting in it. But it's already up. But it will eventually make it out into YouTube. But at this point, I've got to get this thing running before I make another video, maybe. Because I owe everyone that. Yeah, anyway. So, I've been making assorted plastic junk this week as much as anything. I've been messing with engine bits. What else? Don't know, really. Not much else. Not much else. Stan, it's not like you haven't achieved everything looking at the pictures. You've certainly been busy over there. Yeah, Chirpy makes a Foundry look indispensable. He's got an awesome channel. If you haven't seen Chirpy's channel, you probably should. So there we are. MD Shunk, g'day. People who don't have their real names on YouTube. Yes, I know. Give me a second. Mark Tesla, is that right? Mark Tesla. Maybe not. Mark Tesla, how good am I? Thanks, Mark. Yep. Chirpy's a wealth of knowledge on Foundry stuff. Apart from that, take care, Kaz. Good to see ya. Don't know if I've got anything else really to share, to be honest. Yeah, Cam's got a video on making a bench wedge, which looks like an awesome project. I can't wait, and all Cam stuff turns out amazing. So it's going to be great. She thinks you bag groceries at the supermarket. Yeah. I won't tell them what you really do because people will think that you're more useful than a doctor, to be honest. Anyway. Weather report's really hot. watch Bundy Bear's shed if you need the weather report for this part of the world, because he's right onto that, but I'm not. It wasn't so bad today. I reckon we got to about 24, 26, something like that. It was really nice Celsius. Yesterday we might have been to 35 before the storm. I think it was Sunday was a really hot day, so it's pretty warm. No idea what he's doing. Yeah, he's pretty switched on, that boy. But there's a lot of people on YouTube who really know stuff and are pretty good. Now, got some of these through work. That's the other thing that happened this week. There you go. These are from a supplier. They rebrand them and bring them in bulk. I imagine them send them out individually. If we didn't pay for packaging, they'd be a lot cheaper. But this is Antelope polishing brush for Dremel or whichever, from jewelers. They're not really expensive, but they don't last a crazy amount of time either, in hard metal anyway. But fine, coarse and medium, these are a pretty good brush. If you ever see a chance to get these for less than about $1.50, $2 each, grab them, because they're fantastic. As far as polishing, everything really from 3D prints through to tool steel, they're pretty awesome. They really are good. So they're color coded. This one, what's this one? No idea. Coarse. It's a coarse one. The medium one's orange and the fine ones are green. So I got $50 worth of these this week, and they'll go into stock, but they're handy to have when you need them. Pretty useful things. So shout out if you do see Antelope polishing brushes, which are a jewellery tool. Antelope are a big company. Grab them at the right price, but don't pay a fortune for them, because a lot of that stuff's really got a lot of markup on it on eBay and stuff. But there's nearly 30 there. I think that was about $50 worth with tax. Kratex is good stuff. It wears out pretty quick too, and it's a bit messy. I think I always find Kratex is messy. No one's watching Chirpy's videos. I religiously watch Chirpy's video. In fact, I watched Chirpy's and I didn't watch Tom Lipton's yet. Take care, Tom. Tom McGann, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good day tomorrow. Kratex. Now, Preso sent me some Kratex, which was really nice of him. I've got a few pieces, and mostly points and things like that. And it is good stuff, and it's nice for especially for hard steel. And it's got a nice, like, it's a nice material to use. I will give it that. It's like it's the support and everything in it's really good. It just glides, and it seems to give a good finish. But getting it locally is a bit difficult. That's excellent, Stephen. Stephen's got an expanding mandrel video. which was awesome, and an addendum in the next one, which was, gosh, oh, he's got a viewer giveaway too. So check that out. Set of stones. You should go and check out Stephen Lang's latest video. So, yeah, viewer giveaway there. Send him an email about it. Get on the list. Make sure to enter, and enter this one while there's less people, less competition. Next one will be 10,000, and it'll be a lot harder to win something. Maddie's already won because he always does, so that's awesome. And the good things happen to good people, like I've said before. Anyway, gosh, must be nearly bedtime. It's actually probably dinner time because I don't think I've eaten anything here today or all day, which is terrible. But I really don't think I've had anything. I don't think I even had breakfast. Not really been in that space. Anyway, that's what's happening in the workshop. It feels like I haven't done anything all week, but I've got stuff done. There's a few little bits on this. There's a few little bits on the... I made a collet rack, which is awesome, and I'll get some information. I'll get some better pictures of that, and we'll have a look at that maybe next week when it's all together. I've started construction on a cabinet to go under the lathe, and I've got some bits cut, but not all of it. It's a work in progress. We'll do a video about that when it's done. Got to get some stuff put away. That's where we're at with this. Just got to put stuff away. Metal covers paid on an accordion. I've got absolutely no idea why you watch that sort of stuff, but it's up to you. We don't judge. We really don't. Horizontal milling cutters. Right. There's a few options with that, right? They're all in a box, and what I'm probably going to do is get a piece of thick acrylic or something like that and run a circular saw through it. We'll get someone to run a circular saw through it with a dado blade or something, so they all stand up, and leave them in the boxes and put one in each slot. I'm not sure about that. I can make boxes with slots and bits of plywood in between them. That's probably a really good idea with 3mm plywood, but that gets really, really heavy when you get them full. Chirpy had a picture of one with a rod to support them with a hook on each end, and then a row of them on a rod. That's a great idea till you want the middle one. You've got to pull all these off and put them somewhere and get the one out and put them all back on. And while that sounds like an easy thing to do, I'm not particularly good at putting things back on and putting them away. So I don't think that's going to work. I think I want something that's individual and I can lift one out at a time. Maybe we could make a box with 2 dowels through to support them. With discs on them or something to separate them. I'm not sure. I'm really still thinking about this. So there we go. Well, maybe, Bill, maybe YouTube thinks that, I mean, maybe they know you better than you know yourself. Maybe YouTube really does know that's who you are. I mean, I know you well enough to know that that probably is who you are. And I mean, you're allowed to be in denial a little bit, but go and try it out at least. Because maybe there's a whole world waiting to be discovered, and that's what it's trying to tell you. it's the logical conclusion to some of the other stuff you watch. I mean, it's the next succession. So maybe Bill, you need to just go and watch. We all like the rabbit hole, and you just gotta jump on and see where it takes you. Um, Within reason. At least it's mostly PG rated, so it's not going to take you anywhere bad. Well, not too bad. That's right. You can lay them all out in a drawer, but you've got to sort of in this drawer down here. If I made a system of tills along each end, or if I put a till on each end and sliding boards so that you can slide them backwards and forwards and put them all up one end. So the trouble is you've got to move the stuff out of the drawer to slide them. That might work. Um, I would really like them stacked up this way so you can see what you've got, and so they all come out individually. So probably just going to cut some 3mm plywood to go between them, and or something like that, and sit them all in the box and label the bit of plywood. Maybe, I'm not sure. I've got a label maker. Anyway, we've probably nearly done this to death, to be honest. It's getting late. It's work tomorrow. All that sort of stuff. Really appreciate everyone's tuned in. I really do. That's an awesome thing to do. Um, I'm feeling a whole lot better for it, and I'm glad I did turn up. And nearly at about 5 o'clock today, I'm not going to bother. But that means another whole week of not actually doing anything. And now I'm motivated to get things done, which is good. Really like that. I've got some mail coming tomorrow, so next week we'll see what that is. I've got a high-tech RC controller that needs a new battery. Someone mentioned that stuff was high-tech. Making a statement like that, I think it was Glenn at Man Caves Metals. I'm going to pick his brains about that later. Sorry, Glenn. But I've got an old System X 5-channel unit that's pretty well good enough for this. And hopefully we don't have to spend too much money on it to get it all up and running, because it hasn't been charged for a long time. Well, if ASMR is your thing, Bill, and we're not going to judge you on that. And Minecraft's much the same as what you do. I'm not sure about flying airplanes, but anyway. Yeah, I've got a lot of cutters too. I've probably got 60 or 80 cutters, but I did buy a couple of auction lots that come, and they were big ones, and I gave a lot of the big ones away and kept the small ones, and there's some good cutters and some good profiles. I tend to buy up profiles if they're cheap, because no one really wants them, and profile cutters are really nice thing to have for a horizontal mill. Pretty useful. So if you can find profile cutters and odd cutters, grab them. But there's some interesting stuff that I do have. The one thing I would like for my horizontal mill, and if anyone sees one, is a set of decent arbor collars for a 1-inch mill, milling arbor. Like a decent graduated set. I'd really like a set of them, and I've been looking a bit for them. So if you see them, sing out, let me know. It's 1-inch diameter. But auction, Matty, they come up on Lloyd's and Greys online and all those quite regularly. There's a box of cutters, and if you're somewhere near or you can get someone to pick them up, Sydney or Melbourne or wherever, and you can be there the day the auction finishes, there's bargains to be had. The last box I bought cost me about $150, and it was 30 or 40 kilos of cutters. So that's the way to do it. Well done on the lathe sale, Matt. Good. That's awesome. What's really nice is a set. Eccentric Engineering keeps showing this stuff on Instagram and Facebook. If you follow Eccentric Engineering, you should. He's a really nice guy. If you follow him, he shows a lot of weird and wild tools, and it gives us hope because he's based in Australia. So that stuff is actually out here. But he showed a micrometer adjusting arbor collar the other day, which would be a really nice thing to have actually, especially for setting up gang collars. You can set the distance between them with a micrometer, and that's not a bad idea. Even the smallest mills will handle 2 cutters at once. So I would like one of those, but it's inch diameter. If anyone has anything laying around, in particular a box of graduated ones, I'd be really keen. But sitting down and making a set's a big job. Good to hear that, Matt. Good to hear that. Anyway, I'm going to call it hour and 6 minutes. We've done pretty well. It's getting late for most of you, and it's getting late for me. Take care, everyone. Be kind to each other. Don't let politics or religion get you down, or anyone else's politics or religion in particular. Yours can get you down all you like. And we might see you next week. Check out all the channels we mentioned, because there's always good stuff to watch on YouTube. If you're looking for encouragement, that's a good place to start. Don't let the black dog get you. You just got to get up and get motivated again. A good clean up and haircut and sweep the floor makes a big difference. But anyway, that's where we're at with that. Take care and go to bed, Chirpy. And I'll be over on Discord for a little bit longer, perhaps, while I grab some dinner. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and more soon.